just when I was this goddamn close to giving up hope. I was on the abyss, especially after the week I've had. Especially after pretty much everything that's sort of spun out of what I frankly feel is a little bit of a lackluster Comic Con. And to be honest, I legitimately thought it was going to end this way. Since the past hour, I was simply just going through Toy Shiz's account, Todd McFarlane's personal account, which obviously he wasn't handling because he was talking on stage, so it was probably one of his assistants. Either his assistants or probably even his wife, because I know that he lets his wife handle an awful lot of the socials and stuff. And none of them, both of them were posting stuff, but I got to be honest, what they were posting, I was like, this is turning out to be a bit of a mediocre event, mediocre panel. Not the worst panel, not a very terrible garbage panel, but just one that, again, would have been fine any other year, but for the last year of the license, I'm like, dude, come on. And then literally when someone took to Reddit, I'll look up their name right now. Someone took to Reddit, dumped an album of screenshots from the panel, most of which I've already seen. And I thought, okay, cool. Quite a few entries coming from the leak list. So I was thinking to myself, all right, we're checking them off little by little, and most of them are turning out to be either repaints or reissues or what have you. And I'm going through the album and thinking to myself, all right, well, I guess that was it. Call it. Time of Death 2026. And then as I scroll to the comment section, literally the OP is like, oh yeah, this also happened. And it's a shot from the panel of this render, pending licensor approval, as it's pointing out here, of the goddamn Elite Edition Absolute Batman. More or less a much clearer representation of what was already leaked in that original render that did manage to leak, that was blurry. Comes with the buzzsaw, comes with the default head and the masked oxygen breathing mask head. Comes with these two chainsaws that I think can go on his hands. Alternate hands. The axe. Alternating chest plate, which I called and I told myself I think that's exactly what's going to happen. And sure enough, it is. Now, it does look like, judging from these renders, which are initial renders, these are just a 3-dimensional render, not official prototype. It does look like maybe they're going to go for a plastic interpretation of the cape. And I guess at the end of the day, it sort of makes sense. And that's all right. What's not all right, I don't know how this came to be, is that it's going to be a Walmart exclusive. Do you understand how fucked that site is going to be that morning whenever this goes live? And notice it says coming soon. So nothing, I think we're quicker to get the other figures that were shown at this panel first before we ever get some further news or details involving this Absolute Batman. And it's also pretty curious to see that this was the only Absolute figure shown. It was the Elite Edition. What the fate holds for the original trilogy Trinity that was shown on that document list, that leak list, who knows? It could still happen, but you also can't rule out the worst case scenario, which is that those figures were canceled and their compromise was to say, okay, we're going to do the Elite Edition Batman because that's guaranteed to sell, but maybe through licensor agreements, or I should say maybe even disagreements, we have to make it Walmart exclusive for some reason because of pricing, because of what have you. But at the same time, the likelihood of that happening is actually kind of low. I feel like it was simply just they're still probably working some other things out in terms of maybe accessories, in terms of the renders, what have you. And then maybe in a month's time, month and a half-ish or so maybe, they will cover and give out some further details on the remainder of the Trinity, which would in fact include a standalone single card release of Absolute Batman that's going to be in the form of a standard version that's like $25 or something like that. But for now, it's good to see that there was some kind of absolute representation in the form of an actual figure and not a resin statue. Showcased this morning, as well as back on Wednesday during the preview event that was at the Skyline, San Diego Comic-Con Skyline event. So here's the thing. I didn't go to the event, to either of the events. And like I said, the only thing that I guess I'm a little resentful for, or regretful for, or however you want to term it, is that I just didn't get to have that cool of like an experience going through these two events and then being in San Diego with my girlfriend. You know, that's really frankly the only thing that I wish could have happened. Now, in regards to specifically the events themselves, do I regret not being able to go? Kinda not, because I actually have taken a look at photos and videos of the Skyline event, and I gotta be honest, guys, I don't think I missed much. Ow, I just cracked my head. This is, I believe, Pixel Dan. Yeah, this is Pixel Dan's video, who, in my opinion, I think shot the best version of the video. There were a couple of others, one in particular that I was like, dude, like, you can't even focus the camera correctly. I don't know what happened, but I'm over here thinking, like, you guys couldn't do +1s, and yet maybe if you had +1s, you could kind of make the place look a little busier. I'm sorry. I'm genuinely surprised they still invited me after all the shit talking that I've been doing. But yeah, Pixel Dan did a brief walkthrough of the event here. It's about only 8 minutes. Kelly Jones Batman, who was in the leaked documents, did make an appearance here. He only appeared at the event, but he was not talked about during the live stream later that afternoon. So pretty curious. Now, it's a Kelly Jones Batman. Am I stoked for it, though? What do you guys think? Because you can make out that that body is once again that goddamn Hushbuck with a different chest plate. It's an overhauled chest plate. I can't. Kind of looks like the Three Jokers chest plate, but I can't officially confirm that. But I can make out the creases of the arms. Look at those hands. Look at the legs. It's the Hushbuck again. They just put the Kelly Jones head. There's that collar piece, and then of course the wired cape. Because like, of course, why wouldn't they? That San Diego Comic-Con exclusives here with these right here on the side, specifically that red hood. In case you guys didn't get it. Again, this 2-pack already in stores. The Black Adam wave. There's that 80s Wonder Woman. Wait, hold on, go back. Let's go back to that wide shot. Did I see something else that I forgot or no? Oh, yeah. Did he even look at that? Hold on. Okay, I believe that's this one right here. That black suited right here. This guy. That's the Neil Adams Batman, correct? Now, again, doesn't matter because it's the Hushbuck. Well, no. I think there's some parts from Hush, but it's also mixed in with maybe Three Jokers. And then I gotta be honest, that mouth plate, isn't that the Spawn Batman that's also yelling? But they just shortened the ears? I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm getting lost in the sauce. And these are the kind of things that's also putting me in a bit of a existential state of mind regarding collecting and regarding moving forward. Because it's just like, guys, how many times am I gonna look at a figure and go, do I already own this? Or are they using parts of this? And I'm like, it's burning me out. Basically, I'll confess to you guys, it's burning me out. Now, I'll admit that as far as what was shown at this event, these are the two Batmans that stood out to me. I was like, okay, I guess we keep these on the radar. But even then, I'm not like jumping out of my seat. I guess I'm typically jumping out of my seat more so for the absolute Batman that was revealed today at the panel. But as far as what was at this event, to again sort of vindicate myself from not feeling terribly bad that it didn't go, I'm fine. Should there be stuff showcased that's worth talking about? Maybe I'll point that out next week. Why did I pause? I didn't mean to. Why did I pause? Sorry, Dan. I paused at the wrong. I did not mean to pause there. Oh god. This is probably the highlight of today's panel. One that I almost kind of missed because almost nobody was really sharing photos of it. I was following McFarlane Toy. Okay, finally, there you go. In Pursuit of Toys just shared it. In Pursuit of Toys finally shared, I believe, this exact screenshot along with other stuff from today's panel. So I might have to kind of like jump back and forth between In Pursuit of Toys, Toy Shiz, because I was, right before the stream went live, I was going through Toy Shiz, I was going through Todd McFarlane's personal accounts, trying to see like, okay, what are you guys sharing? And nobody was sharing this until the last second, right before going live and switching off my starting soon screen, that someone in the comments section of this post put this photo up. And I was like, oh, thank God. It was actually over here. You guys can see it here. And I even responded saying, bless you, because like I said, I almost missed this because it was part of this panel slideshow here that has some pretty cool looks at the stuff that was shown at the panel. More love for the Green Lantern because we got Grull, Midfill, which I call Living Broccoli, Nukkeloy, and Sinestro when he was Green Lantern. Individualized Green Lantern figures. Part of the single card release. So that's pretty interesting. Excuse me. Then we get, speaking of Pattinson, some more confirmed leaks. Deluxe Theatrical Edition. Pattinson Batman again with what almost looks like a retool. When I saw this, I was like, is this a retool? Or it's just posed in a way to make him look a little broader. I almost want to say it's just the posing, but otherwise it's the same figure with a lighter coat of paint that, I gotta be honest, doesn't look great because his suit was not that bright in the movie. I don't know what's happening here, but his suit was not that bright in the movie. But he is going to have a cloth cape, it seems. It's got to be, since Deluxe Theatrical Edition, which means these things are $35. So you guys better have some good accessories to be packed in here with. And it's a little alarming that they didn't show any accessories, considering that if you look a little closely, these are not renders, these are actually prototypes. They're fully plasticized, plasticed, whatever. And also, before I move on, these photos are provided by Toy News Eye, that were simply just taken from a mod here, I believe is a mod, or somebody over at the McFarlane Toys subreddit, and posted. So credit to Toy News Eye. But in the middle here, again, the one that we saw coming, Battle Damage Catwoman. Same Catwoman with a painted, torn up piece right here on her shoulder, some gashes, and then of course a brand new head sculpt that should have just been an accessory packed in with the original. Curious that the Keaton Batman was not in here. You might as well just shown him, since, like I said, if anything, now that I think about it, I think the reason why they didn't show that Battle Damage Returns Keaton Batman is because they don't want to cannibalize current sales of the '89 comic Paint Puncher Batman, which is starting to ship out and circulate right now. Next to her, is actually a pretty anticipated figure, Commissioner Gordon from The Dark Knight. Now, yes, they're making a Commissioner Gordon Batman. You know who else could also make it Commissioner Gordon Batman? You. Because all you really need to do is go out to your local Walmart and track down the Starman figure, give it a new coat of paint with brown for the coat and then darker muted tones for the inside outfit, and then find the DC Direct Gordon or the Mattel Gordon from the 2008 series from back in the day, the Movie Masters, and plop it on. Because, yeah, there's a really good chance that that is exactly what's happening here. It's the Starman body. I mean, look at that coat. Look at those tight pants. For Gordon? Yeah, I'm a little bummed by the Gordon. To the point where now I'm not even sure if I want it anymore. Because prior to this, I kind of wanted a Gordon to pair well with the plethora of Bale Batmans that McFarlane has made. And now I'm like, look at this edgelord of a Gordon. Because they're utilizing the Starman body, which I guess also is practically the Constantine body, which I'm disappointed, but I called from a mile away that I'm like, that's probably what they're going to do. It's just going to be the Constantine body. And sure enough, it was. I was like, there was this tiny little part of me that's like, I guess any of the goddamn Red Platinum Scarecrow, but just remold the middle part here to be open. And then on top of that, it's Commissioner Gordon Deluxe Theatrical Edition. So for $35, what else can they throw in there? A gun? Badge? That you can maybe like flash? What else? What else do you use in the movie? Not much. It's winding me again. It's burning me. Burning me out. Going back to renders, we have these here that were, again, also shown on the on the leak list. 7-inch figures, so not collectors nor deluxe theatrical, meant to be between 25 and 27. Among them is yet again another tactical suit Batman from Justice League. Now, curious to see that it's actually going to be bearing an uncowled, unmasked Ben Affleck head. How well is that likeness going to be? I don't know, considering that there's always been this trepidation with the likeness that it makes me wonder, were they able to get it back? Or is he going to look a little weird? That's a mighty buff Robin to be wearing those. So yeah. As well as the Plastic Man. So, but I am curious on that Hush Catwoman. Although I'm worried about that diaper piece. But in terms of the actual look of the render, not bad. Minus the diaper piece. But curious to see that they're finally checking that box, and it will complement the other Hush figures as well. This one doesn't hurt me all that much, but I do not blame anyone whatsoever if they are livid over this. People have been once again, it's that weird shady shit, just like with, I guess to me this is the other side of the spectrum when it comes to that Elite Batman being Walmart exclusive, because that hurts me. So other people are now being hurt by the fact that not only do you have a weird typo here at the bottom that says Catwoman, so I don't know if this was like a last minute addition, but on top of that, they have not a render, but an actual prototype of a comic accurate, classic looking Harley Quinn, complete with the Jester outfit and everything, and the bang and the mallet. Classic. Stuck as a GameStop exclusive. And GameStop is, let's put it this way, it's kind of a miracle that those 89 Two-Face figures are going out right now, because some people are like, oh, you guys are actually shipping something? Because they along with Target have a bit of, and even Walmart actually, whenever it's an exclusive, sometimes there's like some kind of like mistranslation where, for lack of a better term, they pretty much overbook or over pre-order, and sometimes they end up canceling a lot of things. And this doesn't just go with McFarlane. This goes with like other stuff that are exclusive to the store, especially around con time, like when certain NECA figures are exclusive to Target, and then they end up canceling those. Some Super 7 stuff, when Super 7 was making just a bunch of shit. Even some Marvel Legends stuff. So, yeah. So, God be with us when the pre-order for this launches, whoever wants it. Some more collector's editions, most of which are just renders and were teased, and again, were part of that leak list. One of which, like I said, was pretty strange. That was a render here, even though she was physically on the floor during that event on Wednesday, which was the Raven. A Atrocitus and Ren Lanterns 2-pack with that. What's the name of the cat here? Or is it a cat or a mouse? Can't make it out. I'm not very well versed on the lantern stuff, so. And then we had this panel here, which was iconic DC comic. Oh yeah, they're page punchers. Okay, makes sense. Curious of this. I gotta be honest. There's a compelling enough assortment here of the Nightwing, the Tim Drake, the Dick Grayson Robin, and even the Batman #1. Except Batman #1, if you guys can pick it out right now, yes, that is in fact the Nightfall Buck, repainted, retooled. Well, not retooled, but like overhauled with the apps and the new cape. But it's the Nightfall Buck. I can make it out from a mile away. And then I believe that Robin, that Red Platinum one, to his right, the Nightwing #81. We got that already, didn't we? I actually recently pulled it out of storage because I was trying to make it a compare. Oh, it's the one that I used during my comparison with the Mattel stuff. Only it's got a longer cape. They actually made the cape longer. And the R looks different. Some of the paint apps look different. But otherwise, we've gotten that figure before. It's just now being put in inside of a page puncher. Yeah, it was part of like the Batman Reborn, wasn't it? So yeah, that's why I'm like, sure. And then at the top here was yet another Doomsday. How many times have we gotten this mega figure already? And unless I missed something, minus again, the big drop to me personally was the massive bulge that is the absolute Batman here. Coming soon. No exact time window, but we'll see. It's got to be the end of the year, considering stuff that's happening with the license and whatnot. But I believe that's it for McFarlane and Comic-Con.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Is that a reuse of the animated Harley body mold from early on in McFarlane's run, or is that a new body? Action figure guy, I honestly completely forgot about that, but you're right, it might just be a reuse. Because I know they can't. Oh, son of a bitch. No. I'm about to pull an obsession. No, don't do that. Look at the waist. Look at the thing on the neck, with the jester things and the little balls at the end. The collar, yeah. Look at the collar. And the arms. God damn it. Is the hammer retooled too? The mallet? Or not retooled, but repainted. Although, is this square? I think it's square, huh? Wait, it came with the gun. Velos of the Deep, welcome to the stream. I didn't say hi to you.